It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. Got to pay your dues if you wanna sing the blues, and you know it don't come easy. You don't have to shout or leap about, you can even play them easy. Forget about the past and all your sorrows. The future won't last, and it will soon be over tomorrow. Well, I don't ask for much, I only want your trust. You know it don't come easy. This love of mine keeps growing all the time, and you know it just ain't easy. Open up your heart, let's get together. Use a little love and we will make it work out the matter. Well, you gotta pay your dues if you wanna sing the blues. You know it don't come easy. You don't have to shout or leap about, you even play them easy. Remember, peace is how we make it. Here within your reach, if you're big enough to take it. Well, I don't ask for much, I only want your trust. You know it don't come easy. Love of mine keeps growing all the time, and you know it don't come easy. Hey, how you doing out there, guitar heroes? Hey, I've got a little Ringo Starr today. 1990, It Don't Come Easy. Yeah, pretty good song. That's good old Ringo here. He was cooking in the 90s and even in the 80s. He had a pretty good career, actually. Better probably than most expected. All right, well, this Don't Come Easy, the intro has got some kind of funky guitar, and it almost sounds like keyboards or synthesizer or something. It reminds me of Cream, and I don't even know if George Harrison was playing. Somebody was playing guitar, obviously. It wasn't Ringo, let's put it that way. So I tried to kind of emulate that a little bit by using the chords and then just trying to pick through it a little bit, but that's about as close as I could come. Other than that, we have kind of this little intro, and on the record, of course, the female backup singers are singing these first two lines. It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. Then Ringo comes in on the first verse, and basically we've just got a couple verses. Even the third one, I think, has got a little bit of repeat in it, and so we don't have a lot of complexity with a whole bunch of verses, but there's basically three verses, an intro and kind of an outro. Our chords are, well, let's see, we start out with a D, we got an A minor, we got a C, we got a G, so that might tell you we're in the key of G, and that may be true, but of course we got an F in here if you notice, and then I think that's it. So we got all the major chords in the key of G. We got A minor, which usually goes with that. F is probably the one outlier. There is an A7, but that's probably the only one there. So I'm not really quite sure what the key is. But it doesn't really matter, does it? All right, well, I got my guitar tuned down a half, and that's just to help with the singing a little bit. I can just barely get through it. So let's kind of go through that intro part. It's a D, an A minor, and then a C, G, and that part's a little quicker. So you're staying on the D and the A minor a little longer. C, G, and then we do that 2 times. So we go back and do that again. maybe you can learn better finger picking than me, but this is my sloppy picking style. No pattern, no pattern whatsoever. Just trying to make it sound good. All right, so we get through that twice, and then we're going to take that same exact chord progression to go through this intro where the girls are singing. D, it don't come, A minor, easy, you C, know it, G, don't come, D, easy. Same exact thing for the second verse. It don't come, D, it don't come, A minor, easy, you C, it, G, don't come, D, easy. Okay, so then we go into the first verse and we're back to basically the same pattern again. D, got to pay your dues if you're A minor, wanna sing the blues, and you C, no it don't come easy. D, you're still on D, you don't have to shout or A minor leap about, you can C, even play them easy. Now if you remember, there's a whole bunch of saxophones kind of going on in the background here. Or at least that's what in my head, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I do with that? And I can't do anything with that, so I'm not. Then we've got, the next line is, you don't have to shout. Okay, we just did that, leap about, see, or easy. Okay, then we come into this, which is kind of almost like a chorus, but not really, it's two lines. I'm not sure if it's just really part of the verse. And then we go to an F, and you know, I'm playing it with an E shape, bar chord at the first. Forget about the past and all your G sorrows. Now I'm going to stick in with bar chords only because I'm already in a bar chord, and it's real easy for me to slide up here to a G rather than go from this back to an open G and then back to a bar chord. So if you're learning to use bar chords, this is just an idea. When you're in the bar chords, stay in the bar chords if you can. In this case, you can. You can start with forget about the past and all your sorrows, G. Okay, then back to in the future won't last and soon. And you could stay right in there and go back up to A. It will soon be over. And then there's an A7, which remember a seventh form is no different than the E form, except I picked up this little finger. Okay, so here's an E form, slide it down to the 5th fret because that's an A, and I want to make it a 7th, then this little finger comes off. You hear the difference? Okay, so that last line again is F, in the future won't last, it will A, soon be A7 over. And that's the end of the first verse. And the next verse is exactly the same. And then the third verse is actually almost a, let's see, is it 100% repeat? I think it might be 100%. No, it's slightly different. The first 2-3 lines are identical, and then the last couple are a little bit different. Lyrics, that's it. Otherwise, everything else is the same. So we go into that third verse, and then when we get done with that, we go into this last little outro, which again is part of another verse that's repeated. I don't ask for much, D, I don't ask for much, I only A minor, trust you, want your trust. And you see, no it don't come D easy, and this stay on the D. Love of mine keeps A minor growing all the time, and you see, no it don't come easy. So we've really just taken a couple of lines from one of the other verses, and then now of course there's that guitar that you hear at the beginning. I think there's like a solo obviously going on, and I can hear the saxophones going along with that. And then when we get to the end, you're just going to do that intro again. D, A minor, G, oh C, G, D, A minor, C, G, D. And so that's kind of how I play. I just repeat the at the end, and I think that's what it sounds like too. Is the intro and the end are identical. Okay, so there you go. Not real tough. The chords are ones you should all know. Obviously, the F it was difficult for me. Hopefully, it's not difficult for you. The other way to do an F is put the first two strings down with your first finger, and then the Second finger is on the second fret of the G string, and then these two fingers come over. And that's the way a lot of people play it. I really have difficulty with that, so I don't use it. But that's a movable chord, and you can move it around. It's really just a shortened version of this, of the full bar chord. So at least you know that if you play the full F, you know you're going to get the benefit of that string in there too. Yeah, just a little side thing. But all right, so hopefully you got something out of this lesson. It Don't Come Easy, Ringo Starr, 1990. Take it easy. Keep on the strumming out there.